All right, welcome back everybody. It's April 28th. Got pretty good weather here in Northeast Ohio. Actually everything's dry, which is not typical here. And I'm gonna try planting some sweet corn today. I've got my planter out and put the 3-point adapter. This is an Alice Chalmers WD planter, which is normally used for the snap coupler hitch. But I bought another one for parts, and it actually had a 3-point hitch adapter that somebody had built. So I just put it on my better planter here, and I kind of switch back and forth. So it's a lot easier to hook up the 3-point hitch. But I kind of wanted to use the D14 this year on the planter. But in the essence of time and all that, we got some rain. It's supposed to get some rain tonight or this evening, but they keep pushing the percentages back, so I don't know if it will or not. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't. So typically here in Northeast Ohio, we don't get to plant the long season sweet corns like your Silver Queens. Like Silver Queens usually like a 90, 91 day corn and stuff like that. And I actually went down, I bought an Io Chief, which is a yellow corn, kind of an older variety. I got it down here at my farm store, and I went down there to get some fertilizer. It's 87-day corn, so I'm going to take kind of a gamble and put it out now and kind of see how it does this year. So I'm going to put about a 1/4 acre out down there, about 3 pounds of seed. So I've got the disc hooked up here on the 656. So we're going to go down there. We're going to go ahead and hit it once with the disc, level it off, and break everything up again. Then we're going to take the Ferguson down here with the planter and see if we can't plant some corn today and see what happens. So like I said, this is kind of abnormal weather here. Usually we're planting 65 like to 75 day sweet corn varieties here. Usually do pretty well because I can't get them out to the end of May or 1st of June because usually the ground's so, usually it's still mushy now, but everything's been solid. I mean, I've even been driving my big truck. I've actually been able to turn around in here before I got the other side of the driveway down here. If you guys watch the trucking channel side, we got that finished up. So now I can just make a big loop in here. So anyways, I got this planter all greased up and everything earlier. I didn't do a video on that because I'm just trying to get things done quick here in case it does rain, because we've got a pretty good chance. There's like 20% chance. What is it, like 3 o'clock right now? Up until 8 o'clock, we got like a 19, 22% chance. So then like once it hits 8 o'clock, we jump up in the 60s and 70s. So try to get this knocked out pretty quick. But I had some green bean seed that I had from Johnny's last year that I had left in the planter here, maybe a 1/4 pound or so. So I went ahead and ran it out over there by the high tunnel. Put out 4 pretty good, maybe 400-foot rows of that, I guess, to see what happens with that. Because we're still, our frost date here I think is May 5th, so we're a little bit still kind of risky right now. But like I said, with the 28th, we're a week out roughly. But we have had snow in June before, so we'll kind of see what happens. But the 10-day, we got 1 day that looks like we got a low like 36, but it's going to get back up to 60 or so. So then after that, everything looks, lows in the high 40s, 50s, the lows in the high 40s, low 50s, and highs in the 60s and 70s. So I went ahead and I bought that cheaper seed. I got some more expensive seed from Johnny's. But I'm going to wait till probably mid-May and see how things go before I plant that stuff yet down on the other 50 acres down the road. I'm going to put that out down there. So anyways, we're going to go down there and disc real quick, hit that once, and then we'll take the Ferguson down there and see if we can't get something done. Okay, so I got my new magnetic mount for the tractors here, and we'll see how that works out. Hopefully I don't lose my phone and get disced over here. So another risk for the viewing public. We'll go ahead and fire this beast up. actually got some naked oats planted in here as well, which I was thinking about hitting them with some fertilizer, but actually I spread some triple 19 on there before I planted them. And it's actually greening up pretty nice, so I think I might lay off. But it definitely needs sprayed. They got some broadleafs coming up, maybe dandelions and stuff, so I usually hit that with some 2,4-D or something to get rid of that stuff. And I think we'll finally have everything kind of taken care of down here. We bought this a couple years ago, and the soil was real anaerobic and everything. It wouldn't drain, and had like moss on it, but I've been kind of working at it the last couple of years and almost got it there. Now here's what I was talking about a minute ago about the top link. So you can set these discs to cut if you want to chop, you know, you're breaking up like when you first plow, if you're first time plowing or disking plowed ground, you can adjust, you can shorten up your top link, and it'll put all the weight on the front disc, and it'll cut better, but it won't level off. You'll have ridges. So like when you're doing your final disking, like I'm doing now, which I've already disked this 3 times, you want to level it off so that way it covers well, and this is just kind of floating, because when you got all the weight on the front, it's going to kick everything out. But when you level it off, the back gangs will kick everything back in and kind of level everything off. So it's kind of what I was talking about here. So, but we got a little bit left here, and we'll go get the other tractor. back to the house. Okay, so we got that all disted up down there, pretty nice and level. Everything broke up the way we like it. So I got 3 pounds of sweet corn seed here. I'll show you that here in a second. I got the planter all set up. I already put some fertilizer in. I like to use a starter fertilizer, you know, like for your lawn. It actually works out pretty well because, you know, corn is a grass, same plant family as what's in your yard. Same as wheat, rye, oats, all that stuff. So it kind of has, for the most part, kind of the same needs. So when I start my corn and I side dress, or not side dress, but you know, put it in the row or next to the row when I'm starting, I use a 15-24-8. A little bit of nitrogen, but more phosphate, because that phosphate's kind of what helps it give it a nice little jump. Then 8% of the potash. So here's, I've already got one of the planter boxes on there. It's one of the planter boxes here. This is a seed plate. There's different sizes of these, different cells. So this one is, I've got, if you've seen my videos in the shop in there, there's a bunch of them hanging up in the back. I've got about probably 10 or 15 different sizes, everything from, I've got some actually for planting pumpkins. So how many cells there are will determine how close the plants are, the seeds are set down. There's some adjustments on the planter as well. But for the most part, the seed plates here are what kind of determine the spacing and all that. So this, I think this is a 24 cell, and this will put our sweet corn about 6 inches apart roughly, with the way that I've got 6 or 8 inches roughly, depending on how you have the planter set up over here with the gearing on that. So these are the same as a John Deere, I believe. I think I had an International 56 planter when I was farming in high school and all that, and they have like a spoken wheel type deal, but kind of the same thing. So luckily, easy to find. There's a lot of resources out there for finding plates for these older Allis-Chalmers planters. So I've got this cleaned out. I had a couple little bean seeds left in there. So I'm gonna put this back on the planter. We're gonna throw the seed in there, fill up the other fertilizer box, and we're gonna get on the road and plant this stuff. Okay, so I got that planter box back on. We're gonna go ahead and open up this bag of sweet corn here. And if you ever wondered, that's what, if I don't drop it all, that's what the corn seed looks like. Just like if you were to take an ear of corn and take each individual kernel off, but really dry. So we're gonna put about half of this in here. All right, so we're all ready to go. So we'll take a ride down the road and get this stuff planted. Okay, so here we go. All right, so back down here at the house. Actually, the last trip didn't get ran off the road by anybody. So there actually wasn't anybody on the road, so it is what it is. So down here, I got to clean out these planter boxes. They got fertilizer in them, so I like to wash it out with water. And I'll spray that down with like PB Blaster or some other type of lubricant or 10-weight oil to keep that fertilizer from rusting out the fertilizer boxes, since that's metal on metal. I don't have to worry too much about the fiberglass. And then take my planter boxes off or seed boxes off, dump all what was left of the seed out. And then we may go down there and plant some potatoes or onions tonight as well. So that's pretty much what planting sweet corn, any type of corn or beans with a mechanical type planter. This is 1950s technology here, so and it still works pretty well. So don't miss a beat for the most part. And yeah, pretty good little unit here. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, appreciate the views and all that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for the updates. Give us that thumbs up, like the video. You know, on this channel, we're doing the farm stuff, antique farm equipment, and not antique farm equipment maintenance, both. Always working on something, always buying something, and doing all that good stuff. We got chickens now. Might get some goats and some hogs this year too as well, so watch out for that type of stuff. So if you're interested in the trucking stuff, that's where we kind of started out at. Over on the other channel, we'll put the link in the description as well if you're interested in Landstar stuff, owner-operated trucking, truck maintenance, and all that type of stuff. That's over on the other trucking channel. So, but again, we appreciate all the support. We like those comments and all that, positive and negative. Say what you got to say, so we appreciate that. So, but again, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.